Hello YouTube, thanks for joining me. Today I want to do a video about something that I picked up recently, the Japanese Macross movie, Macross Do You Remember Love, that comes with a PlayStation 3 game and a whole bunch of extras. So here it is. This is a kind of a big, nice, thick box set. So this is the movie on Blu-ray, and this is very exciting. What I'll probably do, how about I'm going to go ahead and talk about the movie, and maybe I'll include a link to skip ahead if you don't want to hear about it. But, you know, Macross Do You Remember Love is it's a love story where you have Hikaru, I believe, and these two girls, Minmay and Lisa. And it starts off, he really likes Minmay, and she's this idol singer. There's this other character who is she's a soldier, you know, and she's down to earth. You know, Hikaru kind of grows to love her too, and so you have this kind of reconciling of, you know, these feelings and these relationships and kind of what is love in this small scale. And then in this bigger scope, you have these two races of aliens, and you know, really it's like one race is strictly male and the other race is strictly female, and they've been warring for like hundreds of thousands of years. You know, they come into contact with humans, and it's very jarring for them, because they see them living together as if they were like the male and the female races like coexisting. And it just throws their whole perspective into chaos. It sounds really hokey, actually, and it is, but it's a classic. And of course, there's, you know, big explosions and flying around and transforming mecha ships, and it's exceptionally cool. So this was produced in 1984, and that, I believe, was just a year after the television show ended. So they probably moved right from the television show into this. And it looks great. This is really cool. The Blu-ray, you know, the colors are really saturated. Everything's really like clear and bright. This is not going to look like animation that's produced now does when you put it on Blu-ray. So I mean, it is from film originally. Some of it is grainy. Some of the scenes more so than others. There is dropout, but I really don't think that you could ask for a whole lot more on the Blu-ray transfer here. And you know, I can't really talk too much about the sound quality and stuff like that, but it sounds great. And my one gripe would be that there definitely is not an English language track on here, and that would have been really awesome for a subtitle track, but you know, I'll take what I can get. So in addition to that, we also have all on one disc here is a PlayStation 3 game. So here it is. This is what you're going to get if you put this into your PlayStation 3 and you hit game instead of movie. And this is all mission based, so you can kind of choose your missions. You can pick all kinds of stuff too from that menu. You can kind of like check out the 3D models of the ships and all kinds of stuff. So here we get the little cutscene, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner there that it shows you the scene from the movie that kind of corresponds to the scene that you're playing. And obviously this is a space combat simulator, so you kind of have this movement in 3D space, and you've got these signature Macross missiles that you can use, which is cool. And so here we are, kind of coming up on this big ship. It's almost like a, you know, sort of a boss. But really, this wasn't very challenging. And you can see I'm bumping up against a barrier there. Really, this space is kind of small, so the environments feel a little bit cramped. But I got an A rank on this, so I guess I did pretty well. And this is the second stage, so you can see we're taking advantage of the fact that the Valkyrie has these transformable modes here. So this is taking place in the city, and we're starting off in our robot mode. And you can see there it's kind of showing you what's going on with Minmay at the same time, I guess, you know, theoretically, while this is happening, while we're fighting these other enemies. So it's a little jarring here, like we can lock onto the enemies, so I'm kind of just locked on so I can find the enemy and just sort of running through. I keep running into these buildings, but you know, it's kind of fast-paced. Now the SDF one Macross is transforming, and so we're kind of stuck in this mode with the ship reconfigured, and again we're playing through another scene from the movie here. It's as if we're catching Minmay, which is something that happens in the movie, and we didn't have to do anything special for that. That's just showing us the scene. We kind of have to imagine that we're doing that at the same time as we're fighting this enemy, I guess. But you know, this is a tight, kind of cramped space. You can see I'm having some trouble kind of getting a lock on these enemies. But you know, for a game that's kind of packed in with this movie, this is pretty cool. I'd like to play some more. But you know, the environments feel a little cramped, and it's not the greatest game ever. In addition to that, here on the manual that we have in here is some cool stuff. This is full color. It came with some things in it. Up the code for downloading the copy of the PlayStation 3 game that I've talked about before. Macross SP, Cross Deculture, but there's another code. Then we also have just this little pamphlet on like some like merchandise and stuff like that. And it also comes with a bit of film here. It's actually a shot of like Minmay's shoulder, and she's looking out over a whole bunch of stuff. This, I would say, is one of the big reasons for getting this particular pack of this, because the regular set that you can get is basically just this disc. It's the game and the movie, which is cool. But if you get this big 30th anniversary pack, you get this, which is very cool. So this disc is excellent. This has all kinds of extras on it, and what we're looking at right here is the animation that was made for the video game. This was the one on the Saturn and the PlayStation that I mentioned in a previous video. So here's the menu, and we see there's all kinds of stuff. They've got the MSX like opening movie for the video game. This was obviously the Do You Remember Love tie-in game on MSX at the time. I'm talking like mid-80s here. And there's all kinds of, there's television commercials. This is like a tie-in ad. I remember the flavor. So it's pretty awesome, and you know, not all of these aren't just like goofy extras. Like there's some serious extras on here. This is a documentary about this edition, and this is kind of like a gallery here that we can see right on the disc. And then this is really Flashback 2012, and this was originally released not long after the movie, or maybe along with the movie, on VHS, and this was something that you could get that's a collection of music videos. So this had some extra footage, like this concert here of Minmay's, and it also had like compilation music videos, kind of like Bubblegum Crisis, Hurricane Live, very similar. We also have a range of things. This is actually quite a lot of stuff. So for starters, we have this Super Dimensional Macross Do You Remember Love booklet. It's like character designs, mecha designs. But then there's this, which is really neat. This is like a thick book, and it's glossy, and it's all color, and it's very nice. It could be every single magazine article about Macross Do You Remember Love from all kinds of different magazines. But, you know, so it's the full article is reprinted, you know, in full color, like all the artwork and everything from tons. There's like, I don't know how many magazine articles. There must be at least like 40 in here. They've got the covers from magazines where stuff, you know, characters were shown in here. This is My Anime. Here's Animage cover. So this is a really neat collection of memorabilia. This is a booklet, and this kind of reeks of like a reprinting, perhaps, of something that was available and don't quote me on what it is because I don't know. It has like, you know, just bits about the story, the characters, the mech designs, and that kind of thing. But this somehow this kind of reeks of like reprinted from an older thing. This is also rather thick. This is kind of a big collection of stuff. Oh no, this is a history. But you can see these are kind of nice. They're sort of like semi-gloss, like magazine style prints. I'll sort of pull up a selection here. You've got Min-Mei. This is kind of cool. This is something on the PlayStation 2 game. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's like a ton. This, I don't know, you might be familiar with this. This is actually sort of how they would keep animation cells and artwork to do with a production animation. That's like a sketch, but I'm just gonna show some of these off here. You can just see there's the spots where the holes are to kind of like line up the guides for actually shooting the cells. These are all like Doga and Genga, which are sort of like production and pre-production like sketch work that they base the actual cells off of. So here you can see like this is the other ones were kind of rough, and this is a little bit more care was taken with this. So you have the actual the sort of colored pencil to show where the different colors of paint are to go on this. Like almost like what they would have drawn the cell from. So really, really cool stuff here. So that's this set, and it's really awesome. You know, it was quite a bit of money. You really forked over like a good chunk of change for this, and I was really excited to get it. Ultimately, when I got this, I was a little disappointed. My expectations were really high, and then you kind of get this, and you're like, well, here it is, and I got it. But I'm really happy to have this. You're not going to want to put the extra money in on this unless you're a big fan. If you are, though, I mean, this is just massive geek out material. Just that book that has all the magazine articles in it, you know, these little prints and stuff like that, they're just neat. It's not, you know, I'm not going to sit around and spend hours, like, you know, perusing this stuff, but when you just want to feel really nostalgic for this, you can sit down and just geek out over it, and I think that's what's really cool. And also this Macross, this Flashback 2012, I think is excellent, and all the extras on here. There's just, you know, all kinds of stuff that we took a look at, and it's really neat. So that is my set. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at that, and I'm gonna have some more videos up here pretty soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.